YouTube world, what is good? It is over. It's over now. 2024 move over. 2025 time now. Y'all already know what it is. The one man, 4,000 flavor of DFW sports. Super fan from the super land of DFW in the DFW land. How we get it down. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all see the background. What's everything going? How we doing up in here? We cooking up some DFW sports tracks for y'all. Oh man, it's the finally this season is finally over for my cowboy people out there. This shit is finally over. Only it's not over. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. I was gonna go live after the post game, but I had to sit and I had to wait till at least the interviews came out. You know, Mike McCarthy got up and he talked. Jerry Jones got up and he talked. Is Cowboy fans, what's up? Talk to me, man. I don't know what's really good, but before anything, y'all know what it is. DFW Sports Raps. Like, subscribe, hit that notification chime for your boy one time. And if not, if you ain't catch it all in the beginning, catch the replay, man. Leave a like and drop a comment up in there. Let's do some things and keep DFW Sports running in everybody's content and algorithm. So, man, y'all already know, man. Cowboys done burp this game like a mug, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. It's just Cowboys 2024, man. The hell with it. Bye to it. Bye. Come on, man. I mean, how much better, how much worse can it really get? I mean, Trey Lance, let's be real. He's not that good. Look at team totals, run through it. They actually offensively, their game wasn't bad. They just could not convert in the red zone, something that's been their problem all year. If you've been following this channel and following this show, how many times have I told you what was my favorite stat saying about the Cowboys? They average like 2.5 touchdowns a game. Bro, you only got one game. You only got what? They got one touchdown this game and ended up with 19 points. That same type of offense that they ended up getting with against New Orleans at home. Yeah, y'all were moving the ball. Y'all were getting a lot of field goals. Well, bitch, you got one touchdown, one tutty. And this is something that has been their problem all year, bro. It's been the Cowboys' Achilles heel. It's been the offense. Defensively, they were bad in the beginning, but they were learning a whole new system for an offense that was, running the same systems, same schemes and stuff like that. All of a sudden, y'all can't catch no rhythm. Y'all can't put up no touchdowns, no offensive touchdowns. What is that? Trey Lance, I will say this. As hard as it's been on him, he's still not good enough, but at the same time, he wasn't a disaster tonight or today. He was not a disaster. So I will give him his props on that. He wasn't a disaster, which is cool. It's all right. He was serviceable enough to win this game. You had a few, he had a blunder, shorten that pass in the red zone. He had Rico Dowdle wide open, but shorten that pass really hurt everything right there. And I mean, he played solid. Like I said, it wasn't terrible. I'm giving him actually his props. Actually, the play calling in the beginning wasn't too bad. As you see, they was 7 of 17 of third down conversions. You thought they would go for a 4th and 1. They didn't do it. They ended up taking a penalty, moving back. Maybe you second guess that. Maybe, it is what it is. But to commit 11 penalties, what is this? Y'all dominated time of possession. Y'all did all this and put up one offensive touchdown. What is that? We can't do nothing with that, bruh. Go down the list. I've been repeating this week in, week out. Cleveland, 2 touchdowns. Saints, 1 touchdown. I think against the Ravens, you had 3 touchdowns. You might have had 3 touchdowns in that. Somewhat try to bring a comeback. But Pittsburgh, 2 touchdowns. Washington, 2 touchdowns. Detroit, no touchdowns. Houston, 1 touchdown. Atlanta, you got 3 touchdowns. The Panthers, you got 3 touchdowns. The Bengals, You had what? 2 touchdowns. You know, it goes on and on and on and on. In the words of Erykah Badu, it is what it is. And then you get, I'm just going over the team. So I heard what Mike McCarthy said, and I heard what Jerry Jones said. I'm gonna break that down here in a second. I just want to just go over the game finale, over everything that's going with the Cowboys. Like I said, offensively, bro, the game plan was actually great. They just could not punch in touchdowns. Deron Bland, Jordan Lewis, boy, y'all got worked on. And what's crazy is Michael Parsons, we said, I see why he want to play. He want to create his leverage for that contract. He go ahead and get these sacks, or you know what I'm saying? He get this sack or two. He's going to have that leverage because now in the first 4 years, he done racked up them sacks, and he got it quick. He got it in the first possession. So, I mean, big props to him. No lie. That's tight. You know what I'm saying? That's all good, but at the same time, we know what it is with him. We know why he's trying to get him his sacks. And he did. Defense actually played good, but the secondary, man, they started getting ate up, bro. Secondary really got themselves ate up, bro. Like I said, Jordan Lewis, you don't want him to go. I still don't want him to go. I want to bring him back. But he got ate up today. Deron Bland, he got ate up today. Scary Terry went off on him today. Like, real talk. A lot of plays were contested, but what pisses me off is how do you have Marcus Mariota basically come in part of the second half, and the game plan that they had for him worked phenomenally, and you got Trey Lance. They kept it under the rack that they didn't know who they was going to start, but we all knew Trey Lance was going to go in. There was no winning situation in all of this. And the way the Cowboys been being cheap all year, you knew damn well if they didn't have to pay Cooper Rush, they weren't going to. So, of course, it makes sense to play Trey Lance right there. So, he been practicing since Monday anyway. So, that was just woo, all down, all over our eyes, man. That's all that was. That really had nothing to do about anything. Anything. It keeps going on, man. It keeps going on. Like I said, let's look at some player stats. Of course, like I said, Marcus Mariota, he came in and the offense operated good. But like I said, the one thing with Trey Lance, what I will say, he still has a lot of work to do. But at the same time, he wasn't a disaster. Shit, Deuce Vaughn had got a couple touches up in there, and he did his thing. You saw Osm Richards come in there, and he actually get a couple of blocks in there. He missed a big one after that, but, bro, 11 penalties, and what's up with Jake Ferguson, bro? What's up with him? Everybody on the offense that besides CeeDee Lamb, who got off to a slow start because he wasn't in camp, so we can excuse that. Besides him, and then finally giving the ball to Rico Dowdle. Like I said, Rico Dowdle to me could have been a 1,500-yard running back this year. Had we stuck to running the football, trying to at least get that going, and that could have helped us, help the passing game. But we didn't do that. Shoot, Hunter Lupick, you started seeing why you finally now starting to get Hunter Lupick involved in all that stuff. Are you really trying to see what the young players that you have? If that's the case, you should have been playing them all year this year. You really should have. You had a Jalen Tolbert sighting. Shoot, he was a leading receiver, 4 receptions, 98 yards. Hey, Tolbert for today played good. He played good. I can't deny it. He had a big explosive play, a couple of them. Kevontae Turpin, you see, that's a weapon that the Cowboys have got to keep. It really is. Jonathan Mingo, you had a couple catches from him. Did I see anything from Jonathan Mingo to make me say, that was good to trade a 4th-round pick for him? Not yet, and it wasn't enough today. But Jake Ferguson, man, come on, bro. You had a drop in a lot of penalties, bro. Come on. You was a big disappointment this year, but the whole offense was. Brandon Cooks this year really couldn't get you nothing. Nothing. Deron Bland, he really got ate up. Him and J. Lou got ate up today, bro. But they still played good enough. Of course, Brandon Aubrey. Like I said, man, that's been the season 2024 for the Dallas Cowboys. All y'all do is get across the 45 and kick field goals. That's all y'all do. Y'all might put up a touchdown or 2, but that's all y'all really gonna do. That's all y'all really gonna do. That's all they gonna do. And that's all they've been doing all season. I'm telling you, if I had to blame anything on this season, you can say injuries, of course. Mike McCarthy, he's the offensive play caller. For some reason, the offense has not did not a damn thing all year. Not a damn thing. You're barely scratching 2 touchdowns a game, bro. Barely. Can you see? Barely. Like, really, barely scraping up 2 offensive touchdowns all year. You're not going to win in this type of league when you can't score and score touchdowns on top of that. You're not going to be a contending team if you can't score touchdowns. Damn sure when you get into the red zone, the money zone, where it counts the most. Where it counts the most, man. And it's, it was teasing you because there's a lot of Cowboy fans out there. We need a better position, so we need to lose anyway. A lot of Cowboy fans, you just don't want to go into an offseason where it's like the last game, you had your chance to win, but it gets snatched from you like that. And fucking Malik Hooker, bro. What's up with him, bro? On 4th and 1, and I mean, Micah Parsons come through that thing raising hell, smashes the running back. And Malik Hooker is over here like, it's like he quit on the play, like he knew it was stopped. And here come Marcus Mariota. Bro, I'd cut him today, right now. Right now. Right now. Cut him today, right now. That's some bullshit, man. That's some bullshit. It really is. But it's been the microcosm of the 2024 season anyway. We got the NFL Plus app. I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to get it up on here where we'll go back and look at all these. We'll have some days where we'll go back and look at this. I don't know why we'll go back and look at this, but for the purposes of, getting some draft and some content, we'll damn sure still talk about it. But it's going to be rough days here for the Cowboys going forward. And Mike McCarthy sat up there, got the questions. Me personally, I gave y'all my reasons yesterday. Like why on paper and how it looks, why Mike McCarthy should be the head coach is because out of 5 years, 3 seasons out of 5, you had winning seasons. You won 12-5. Now the negative to that is only 1 playoff victory, but you look into 2 losing seasons out of 5, you have not had your starting quarterback and you had a lot of injuries. On premise of that, and on top of that, they battled back the way they did. I'm telling you, that is good enough for Jerry Jones. If he was able to, if Jerry Jones was able to settle for 8-8 seasons for a lot, he's going to settle for a coach who went 7-10 and had all his players injured. That is just what's going to happen. Mike McCarthy got up there and he feels confident that he can get a job anywhere else, but he got up there and said that he believes in the program that he believed in, that he built. He believes he's a program builder. This is the words out of Mike McCarthy. And big shout out to 105.3 The Fan. That's what we was listening to. I had to hear what Jerry and Mike McCarthy had to say. That's why it took me a little bit longer to get to this live right here. But hey, bruh, look, man, I tell you. Mike McCarthy believes that he can build a program, and he believes that the young players that they have right now, same way we heard Jerry say this shit all year. They believe in what they have. So as much as we're going to blame the GM, which he is a lot at fault doing this, he is a lot at fault of doing this. Bruh, you mean to tell me Mike McCarthy is the one that's having a whole bunch of hand say up in here? Now they show Mike McCarthy hugging everybody and stuff like that, but I'm just telling you, 7-10 with all the injuries they had, I'm telling you, Jerry's going to want to keep this dude. He really is. I don't think it should be no surprise that he's going to keep him. Now, my question is he going to stay as the offensive play caller? Because you didn't do shit offensively all year. You did not. You did not do shit offensively all year. Not one. You didn't do nothing. And what's happening for the Cowboys, bro? Like I said, we talked about it in the week. They got a lot of decisions to make. You got free agencies. You got the coaching staff. You got Will McClay. You got all that to deal with. But Mike McCarthy believes that he's building something here with the Cowboys. He believes in the youth that's here, and that you've been hearing Jerry talk about that all season. And then Jerry got up there and he got questioned. Jerry was you know what I'm saying? Got up there talking all that stuff, but he believes in Mike McCarthy. He really does. He believes what Mike McCarthy has done here is pretty good. But now all of them dudes be lying. Everybody be lying. You know what I'm saying? Especially within the Cowboys organization. I don't know what else much you could say about it. What can they go up there and say? But Jerry and Mike McCarthy, the way they talked at the end of this, it sounds like it's almost already in play that Mike McCarthy is going to stay. He's going to get an extension. I believe Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott are tied hand in hand because I believe when Mike McCarthy took this job in the beginning, he sold Jerry Jones on the fact that he will be able to deliver a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott. I believe this is the square case right there. And like he say, 5 seasons that you were the head coach, you only had 3 full seasons with Dak Prescott. Not even a full season. One of the seasons he was hurt, where, you know, everybody loved Cooper Rush. But in 3 seasons that you had Dak Prescott actually at your quarterback, you had success. In the 2 seasons you didn't, you had bad seasons. If the deal was when he came in here was he believes he can win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott and he can get Dak Prescott to the next level. Last year he was second in the MVP. So what how much and much does that say? How much and what does it say? Mike McCarthy sees it's a young team that needs to be built. And to me, Mike McCarthy sounds like he got a lot of fire to still do it. And he wants to make sure that the program is running. This is his words talking about the program. He wants to make sure that the program is running on all cylinders. I think this is a no-brainer, bro. Me personally, I don't want Mike McCarthy back. I think it's time for a new voice. You got a whole lot of changes that's coming up in here. I think it's just time for a new time. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight, what's good, man? Appreciate you tuning in, man. One time, man, just getting this off his chest, man. Big super shout out to you jumping in, man. It don't stop. It keeps going from there. This dude, Mike McCarthy, believes he's building something special with Dallas. Only the injuries derailed him. Now, with you calling the offense, I don't see that, bro. I really don't see that. You talked about the running game. You want to run the football more, and you really never did run the football more when you took over the offensive play calling. Until everybody forced it down your throat is when you want to start running the fucking football. And you see, like I said, Rico Dowdle, to me, Rico Dowdle should be a 1,500-yard back. He really should. So you had 1,000-yard running back and you had 1,000-yard receiver. That qualifies for something. But I'm telling you, bro, the offense only putting up 2 touchdowns a game, that's not going to cut it. That is not going to cut it. That is not where it at. That is not what it is. You're not going to get nowhere with that. Defense, give them props. They came on stronger during the end of the season. You can say most of their losses is the reason because of their defense, but I guarantee you every win that they got, all 7 wins for the Cowboys this year is because of their defense, not because of Dak Prescott, not because of Cooper Rush, not because of the run game. None of that on the offense. It's been because the defense and the special teams, Brandon Aubrey. Sometimes sprinkled in there, Kevontae Turpin. That's what this has boiled down to, and that's exactly what this has been. Y'all know it has been. Why play fool? Why play fool? And Jerry's sitting up there like, you know, the hay is in the barn. Basically, everything they got, he's saying is in-house. This is something that they've been saying all year. They like the young players that they got, that they're developing. They believe that somebody here is going to develop these players. I think Jerry has good confidence in what Mike McCarthy is doing. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I don't know what to tell you about it. I mean, does he? I don't think so. But to be fair, if he took this job saying he can get Dak Prescott over the hump, it hasn't happened. So that on premise of that is a reason to get you fired. But you end up resigning Dak. I just think Dak and Mike McCarthy are going to be hand in hand. You hear Dak singing his You heard Dak singing Mike McCarthy's praise. You hear Michael Parsons singing Mike Zimmer and Mike McCarthy's praises. What it seemed like is already in motion, man. This season was thrown away. They didn't try to do anything. They were going to try to scave away under this year, try not to make that many moves, and just see what could happen. Just see what could happen. But I think they were already convinced, especially once the injury started piling and then Dak got hurt. Oh, yeah, it's clearly a wash. It clearly is a wash. So this is something we got to try to do and go forward and try to make something happen. But I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. I'm really not, because like I said, if you're the offense, if Mike McCarthy, if you're going to strip the offensive play calling from him, I don't think he wants to keep the job. I think this is the negotiating part right here that they got to figure out. And if you're bringing back Mike McCarthy and you're letting him be the offensive play caller, motherfucker going to be hot. Motherfucker going to be hot. Real talk. He going to be hot, bro. Cowboys had every opportunity to win this game, man. Just like it's just something that they just, bro, flush the fuck out of 2024. It ain't working for us. 2024 ain't working for us, man. And I'm here to tell y'all, just don't be surprised Mike McCarthy stay the head coach. Mike McCarthy will stay the head coach. Will Mike Zimmer come back? I don't know, but Mike McCarthy, I think, is going to stay the head coach. From what they were saying in their postgame, Mike McCarthy said he'll love to be back. And from Jerry, it don't sound like he's not trying to deny if he wants him to be back. What up, Gabriel? What's good? What's good, my guy? Appreciate you tuning in. Hey, we getting in some live, getting it off our chest. 2024, this mess is finally done. It's finally a wrap. We can get it off our chest and say what the fuck we really mean. Say what we really mean. This bullshit here. I told you I wasn't going to go to that game. Hey, man, temperature dropped out there. It's cold as a month out there. You know what I'm saying? You got to clear the board and start fresh. Odds and you ain't keeping data, which are the only good thing this year. That and Brandon Aubrey. That and Brandon Aubrey. Brandon, if it wasn't for Brandon Aubrey, you'd be a worse team than you already are right now. You'd be worse. Worse. But Mike McCarthy got up there and he talked like, you know, if Jerry don't want to keep me, that's fine. I can go somewhere else. It kind of had that vibe off of it, that, you know, aroma off of it. But at the same time, Mike McCarthy is sitting there talking like he already know, bro, he's going to keep the job, bro. He kind of talked like he talked as a guy who already has a job. Let me put it to you that way. Regardless if it's here or somewhere else, he talked like a guy that already had a job. In it, like I said, and the way Jerry talking about, it seems like he's going to stick with him too. I'm sorry, Cowboy fans. It is what it is. But in his defense, if you look at everything on paper, it's going to be all up to the players to really bring this through. But if you look at it on paper, I'm telling you, he came in saying that he can win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott and he can get him over the hump. Because if that wasn't the case, then I don't think Jerry signs Dak again. I really don't. But then again, you waited to the 11th hour to do it in the first place. So I don't even know what you could call on that. I really don't know. What you got, Gabriel? I saw the schedule and predicted 10 wins, but also counted on Dallas dropping 2 or 3. Not overcoming injuries. You right about that, man. I was right there with you. I had them about 9-10 wins. 9-10 wins. On the inactivity of what they lost in the offseason, losing Dan Quinn, and then making no moves to get better, and then you bringing in a new defensive staff. Man, all that, you knew this was going to be, you knew this had the potential to go bad. I hate Stephen A. when he talk about the Cowboys, but you knew this was an accident, train wreck, waiting to commence. You knew it was. And boy, it happened. It happened to us in the worst way. But like I said, the tone that I got from Mike McCarthy in his final presser of 2024 after a game was a guy who already has a job, regardless if it's here or somewhere else. He talked like a guy who already had a job. And Jerry got up there talking like, he already knows what to put more of his focus on. And it didn't sound like head coaching. It really didn't sound like head coaching. What's up, sis? Scott and Mom. What's up, bro? What's up, sis? All of that, because it was definitely a train wreck. I mean, good Lord. Oh, Lord. It got worse. It got worse as the episode went along. There has not been that many times in my life growing up being a football head, a purist football, that I was like, you know what? The hell with football, man. I'm kind of glad it's done. I'll look at a little bit of the NFL playoffs. I'll look at a little bit much more of the college football playoffs as they get in the championship, but focus on going to be on the stars and the Mavs, man. So y'all already know, stay tuned to the channel, because this is what DFW, all my fans that rocking the DFW, this is the safe space, because we're going to end up moving on. But we'll still talk about the Cowboys all the time still, because it's a always episode about it. But at the same time, man, hey, we going to talk all DFW sports up in here. We're going to do a lot of more game lives as well. So, but it was a total train wreck this year. Total train wreck. DC Big Osa, what's up? You notice that Mike McCarthy hasn't had a winning season without Dan Quinn? Facts. He hadn't have a win, and he hasn't had a winning season with a full. I don't want to say a full season without Dak Prescott, but it's just funny. It is funny. You keep Mike McCarthy and you let Dan Quinn go, and all of a sudden this dude can't do nothing. His first year he had Mike Nolan, and good Lord, that was the worst decision ever. Right there, that could have got Mike McCarthy fired that year. Luckily, Dak got hurt, because that hire right there, man, that was the worst. But then he brought Dan Quinn in, and like I said, 2021, they just didn't come out ready to play against San Fran down here at AT&T Stadium. They defeated a very average Tampa Bay Bucks team with a 46-year-old quarterback who is the GOAT in Tom Brady, and that was Dak Prescott's best game of his life. But then you go to Santa Clara again, and the defense played fucking lights out behind Dan Quinn, but your offense does what? They shit the damn bed every time. But you got up at that post. I'm telling you, got up at that presser, and I mean, people asked him, what are your plans? Do you want to be back? We all had this feeling, does Mike McCarthy even want to come back? Do he want to leave? They could all be lying, but he got up there. I'm telling you, his vibe, his aroma, his scent, his flavor, everything that he was kicking off had it made up. The tone was like, I have a job. It might not be here. It might be here, but I have a job. So I'm telling you, with all the things that happen, and you look forward, if you're saying that Mike McCarthy is the guy to build some things, then Jerry is gonna keep him, because we done went through the list. Last year they lost 16 plus free agencies last year. This year you got 22 free agents a month. So you know what that means? You're gonna have to be continuing to play with young players and continue to try to hit in the draft. Now, the last 2 years, your first round picks have not panned out where you want to plug and play and help you get over the top. And Mozzie Smith got better during the end of this season. He really did. But at the same time, bro, that did not help you. No, it didn't help you. It didn't give you immediate impact. It didn't. And then on top of that, the next year you go with Tyler Guyton. Now, Guyton is raw. He needs a lot of space to grow. You put him in a position he don't really play, and he struggled this year. As you saw, he got pulled. He got pulled in the game. He getting false starts and penalties and stuff like that. He wasn't ready for it. Me personally, I move him to right tackle and get rid of Steele, and we would move Tyler Smith over here to left tackle. I think you have some guards in place, or You can move Tyler Smith to left tackle, and I will put Austin Richards at right tackle. One of the two. You got some options. You got some options you can work with. And I just don't think, this year was just a telltale to me to bring Mike McCarthy back. He's going to still want to call the plays. And I think that's the only thing that's going to be the negotiating part about this. But I think Jerry wants to I think it's a mutual interest. I believe you don't be surprised is all I can say. I'm not trying to break no news. I'm just a super fan. I'm just representing from the land from where I'm at, from everybody that's up in here. But at the same time, bro, I honestly believe, don't be surprised they run this stuff back. For how many years? I don't know. But I'm telling you, I look to see it to be a 2-3 year extension, which that means whatever extension he gets, which is going to be more than 1 year. If Mike McCarthy comes back, it's more than 1 year. But if that 2 to 3 year extension tells me that is the last that you will have of Dak Prescott. If it don't work, everybody's gone. Although you could have did that this year. You really could have did that this year, to be honest. And I'm a Dak Prescott. I ride with folk. But at the same time, bro, if you really was going to have that in plan and you knew it was so many free agents that you had on this roster, bro, why didn't you just don't sign Dak then? Don't sign him. And if that was the case, y'all didn't get over the hump when you tried in that 5-year span. I agree, 2 years, now you get hurt. But hey, man, it didn't work. Now it's a good time to really fix everything, because it's going to be a massive departure that you had just like last year. So all that little depth that you thought you had, that's out the window. Now you really got to depend on the youngest of the youngest out here. I don't see that happening. But Jerry is going to go that way. And I think Mike McCarthy, if Jerry, what's going to happen is Jerry is going to bring Mike McCarthy back. They're going to agree that Mike McCarthy probably can still install and call the plays, but he's going to have to get probably a more innovative mind offensively to be co-coordinator. And to me, that's a recipe for disaster, because now you got too many voices in there. It's just not going. I don't see how it's going to work. And Gabriel, you right. I'm right there. I'd clean house. Had you not signed Dak, you could have cleaned house. You really could have. But with you signing Dak Prescott, you're at least stuck with him for another 4 years. Guaranteed another 3. Another 3 if you can stomach it. So whatever this extension is, it won't be no more than 3 years for Mike McCarthy. It's going to be tied with Dak Prescott going forward. If that happens. I'm not saying it is, but don't be surprised when you see that come down the pipe. Don't be surprised. Now, is Mike Zimmer going to come back? That's the question. Who is going to be the offensive staff? I still would like to keep Al Harris around for the longest. I really would. I would like to have Al Harris actually have, more input on the defense more than anything. I think his voice need to be the reason. But with so much uncertainty, it's going back and forth. But like I said, man, Mike McCarthy got up there and he talked like he got a job. And Jerry Jones talked like he doesn't have a coaching dilemma, basically, going forward. So y'all know what that means? That means get ready for the draft, y'all. Get ready for the draft and get ready for a lot of y'all to be upset, man. Get ready for a lot of y'all to be upset. I believe Mike McCarthy is coming back. That's just I'm not breaking no news. This is my opinion. This is how I'm feeling. I'm just, like I said, I'm just a super fan. That's all it is. We watch the games. We subscribe to all the memes and things like that. But I'm here to tell y'all Cowboys fans, y'all about to be mad as a mother. Y'all about to be big mad. Big mad. And I'm pretty sure during the week we'll go over a lot of more things that'll come out, and we'll talk about more about this Cowboys season. But this game ended the exact same way this Cowboys season been playing. I mean, it's frustrating. It can't get right, boss. Just like can't get right off a light. Just can't get right, boss. Just couldn't get right from the jump. And if you went to that open practice that they had down there in Frisco, bro, that was the weakest practice I've ever saw, bro. It like they didn't even practice. So I was like, why did y'all even have this event if y'all weren't even, to me, you waste the day of trying to get ready for a season. That's exactly what it looked like. And this year looked like y'all wasted a chance to try to compete. But y'all not even close. It's even worse. Y'all not even close. Not even close. Even a healthy Dak Prescott, y'all not close. Y'all barely getting 2 offensive touchdowns a game in a league that gives you freebies. Cowboys could have got blew out worse, to be honest with you. They, drop a wide open touchdown. We got a couple freebie penalties to get our touchdown up in there. This game could have really been worse. It really could. Yeah, it's going to be more BS hanging around the rim and ain't scoring as long as the stadium sells out. I mean, they're going to say the stadium's sold out, but if y'all all been watching the Cowboys game, especially at home, they say it's a sellout. I still been into some of those games. They are not sold out, bro. Not even close. Not even close. And Jerry, he's lucky that he's getting the Cotton Bowl, and he's getting a good Cotton Bowl actually to help make his sales, because that Big 12 championship game they had with Iowa State and who was it? Iowa State and Arizona State. That motherfucker didn't have nobody in there. Like I said, the Texas high school championship games had more people than the Big 12 championship game did. But you lucky you get Texas and Ohio State in the semifinals round down there. That's going to be the only thing that saves Jerry this year, because motherfuckers is going to pay for that. A lot of Texas fans, they're probably Cowboy fans at the same time. This is something that they can only probably get a good feeling in AT&T Stadium this year would be because of that. But you're right, hanging around the rim. We're hanging around the rim. Oh, your ass wasn't hanging around the rim this year. You were hanging on trying to get some playing time if that was the case. But I'm just here to tell y'all, I just don't be surprised. That interview, that presser sound like a coach that already got a job. And the owner GM, boy, he talked like he ain't got no coaching problem. He ain't got no coaching decision. That's how he really went about it. Jerry got up there and talked like he has no coaching decision to make. And you be a damn fool to think that. But I think he wants to keep Mike McCarthy around, but is he going to feel the pressure of saying that you need a new offensive play caller? Because that is valid, bro. There's two things that are valid. 5 years you've been here, 2 of them you didn't have Dak Prescott for a full season, and the season went shit. 3 years you had him, you put up great numbers, you put up double-digit wins. So that is true. Now, what also is true, you don't come out prepared to play against the coaching advantage is not there against good teams. It's not. It's not. This is where I don't want to have Mike McCarthy here. Because to me, him having a young offensive mind, what is that going to do? But if he took this job saying he could get Dak Prescott, like I said, that is going to be the nip and tuck right there. I don't think Jerry could hire, and if Jerry was to hire him a coach, Mike McCarthy, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't keep this job, but get my offensive play. Even though if you are going to come back, I don't want you calling plays. But if I'm Mike McCarthy, I don't want it to happen, because you're going to bring somebody in here and it's going to just create more controversy. That's really all you're going to do, is create more controversy within itself. That's all it's going to be if you bring in a new offensive coordinator. Y'all know it's going to be. It's going to be nothing but that. So if you're bringing back Mike McCarthy, you're going to probably still have to let him get the full reins of being the offensive play caller. And Dak is going to sit up there with his motherfucking ass and drinking all that damn tea, sweet tea, or whatever tea he was up there drinking. Boy, he was chugging the shit up out that tea, bro. Like, damn, bro. All that tea you drinking, bro. I mean, you need to put some D's on the end of that, but throw some D's on that. So we need some TDs, bro. You know, y'all take y'all mind wherever y'all want to go. But I'm talking about some tutties, some touchdowns. Shit, that's what we need. And like I said, I don't know what's the deal with Diggs. I don't know. You got a lot of questions. I don't know what we're going to do with Diggs. Do y'all want to get rid of Diggs? Do y'all think it's time to move on from Diggs? Overshown, I don't think you'll see him next year. I don't think so. That was a horrific knee injury. I don't think you'll see him next year. So off the muscle, you need yourself a linebacker. Jordan Lewis, what are you going to do with him? And then you see what you got with Diggs. What are you gonna do? What you gonna do? Malik Hooker, bro, you can go. Donovan Wilson had a great play, but he ended up getting a face mask, bro. He ended up getting the damn face mask. What can we do? We can't get out our damn way. And like I said, Jake Ferguson, good Lord, bro. What the hell happened to you this year? There's a list, there's a long list that went wrong with the Cowboys. And it ain't just start with Mike McCarthy. It's from Jerry to the coaching staff to the players, the full way down. The full way down. It's been a whole total breakdown, bro. It really has. And now we got to sit on this shit. We got to, oh, man. We really do. We really do. What you got, Gabriel? I'd plain stop paying anyone. Get free agents that are 25, 28, draft to supplement where we need firepower. And I said this yesterday. Every time Jerry is cutting the deal, dudes go to shit. You gave Jalen Smith money, all that type stuff. You gave Zeke money, and you saw where that went. You saw how that went? Oh, snap. Yeah. So here soon, we're going to have to, massage that out, as in the situation, because daughter in there crying, but she probably just throwing a fit. That's all it is. But I'm telling you, looking here at the Cowboys, this is how you go forward, bro. Mike McCarthy, if he's staying, he's gonna want still offensive play calling because he feels this team is young and he's molding it. He really does. That's what he's doing. I think he's molding everything. What's up, girl? She got something too from him. He said if we sit like some lame ducks this offseason, it goes 2-5 next year to start. We see it torn apart before. And I mean, that's been the problem with Mike McCarthy and a lot of this going forward is just, bruh, you have not had the starts that you should have off. You're not coming out the gates hot. You really not. And it takes, I don't know why the league keeps scheduling it, but it takes you to get your ass whooped against San Fran on the road in Santa Clara, and all of a sudden now you can find some offense. It's always been going that way. Man, if we have to go on the road to play San Fran again, man, I'm going to be hot. I'm going to really be hot, man. I don't know how much more I can take, but what molded cheese? You like things that go old? You know what I'm saying? B Pepper, appreciate you for tuning in. You think everything that's old is bad for you? Basically, it got mold on it and everything, but that's what you're gonna take. You still gonna eat it, dude? Like bro, man said, hey man, you gotta scrape the mold right off. That's exactly how they acting like. They acting like they in the projects. We gonna have whatever we got, and we gonna scrape the mold off, and we gonna still have us a wish sandwich. Yeah, get ready. I'm telling you, Jerry is going to bring this guy back. Mike McCarthy might still have say on the offensive play caller, but he might get a new offense, and that's going to suck because now Brian Schottenheimer he's going to get axed for him. Just how I'm looking from afar, it looks like he's going to get axed for it, or he might end up bringing them all back. Real talk. Jerry is not going to pay no free agents. That's his cheap ass shortchanged Cooper Rush out his money. I said that to start. I was like, to let y'all know Jerry is how cheap he is for the simple reason, bro, they had Trey Lance practicing Monday, bro. This been known. And you knew if they weren't going to spend no money this year in free agency, what made you think that they was going to give Cooper Rush his balance, even though he kept them in the balance? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I'm going to need to nap and wake up to a press release that Mike isn't getting a contract. All I'm saying is don't burn your jerseys and stuff like that. That's all I'm trying to say. Don't burn your cowboy gear. Don't go to the extreme once you find out Mike McCarthy is going to remain the Cowboys head coach. That's all I'm saying. Don't burn none of it. Don't burn none of it, because this is still bigger than all them fools. We don't give a damn. This right here is bigger than all them fools. It really is. But I'm just here to tell y'all, just because who is Jerry gonna go get? If you are willing to start over in the mess that you are in right now, with all the free agents you got lined up, the whole coaching staff, what are you gonna replace it with? And mind you, you're gonna replace it. You're gonna need to replace this position with a guy who knows not only how the NFL business runs, but the Cowboys NFL business runs. Man, I tell you what, they got problems. Cowboys got problems. Now you can sit here and say, man, the team rallied when it looked like they were all dead and out. The team still rallied and they played competitive football coming down the stretch. I can say, yeah, and I can agree to that. But at the same time, I'm telling you, the offense was the constant worst all year. No matter who the quarterback was, the offense was a constant worst. It really was. Defense turned it on during the later part. That's where I'm not mad at Zim. Let him, give him a couple more pieces. All his pieces were basically hurt. He didn't have a full staff, not all year. Cowboys offensively went in there fully staffed this year. They just shit the bed. They really did. Like I said, I don't know what you can do. I don't know what you can do when you're only putting up 2 offensive touchdowns a game. We're going to send Jared Johnson to Suge Knight the whole situation. Strong arm these folks. Hey, man, I need this release right here, man. Now, you're going to sign these papers. This is what you're going to do. You're going to sign these papers and you're going to come up off this release. You're going to come up off everything. Everything. If not, we're going to beat your ass. That's how it needs to happen. Like I said, look, it's 50-50. I ain't breaking no news or nothing like that, but I just listened to the presser that Mike McCarthy had and Jerry had. These two dudes sounded like some guys who were not worried about what y'all talking about. Mike McCarthy looked like he sounded like a guy who, bruh, I'm gonna have a job. And Jerry sounded like a guy that he has a guy for this job. Let's dream. Team has so many holes, but in the absolute best case scenario, we get out of his world draft class haul. We get exciting elite players and rookie contracts to play with CD and Dak. So basically, and B, appreciate you for tuning in, man. Great one right there. To say straight up, you're basically saying with your early pick, you need to get a receiver. You need to get a playmaker, is what you're saying, to pair with CD and that. And I've been sitting here saying you need to get another offensive lineman, but to be real, I think they have the offensive lineman that they can actually deal with right now. They just need to put them in the correct places. That's me personally, how I see it from afar. I think they actually have the offensive lineman to do play. You need some more playmakers. You saw Tober do a little bit things today, but he's been too inconsistent for me. And that's been a 3rd round pick that's been basically busting. Now, I don't want to say busting, but it hasn't developed to anything much more better. You saw a couple catches from Mingo. I don't know. For a 4th round pick that you gave up right there, I don't know. You got something good with the Kevontae Turpin. You can always bring him in for some extra stuff. So if you have those pieces along with Hunter Lupick and then see Rico Dowdle. I'm telling you, had he got the touches that he was supposed to get all season, he'd be a 1,500-yard back, and he would demand some money. So to me, it seemed like they sabotaged Rico Dowdle from the jump. Even if you did do good, shoot, we're gonna make sure you can't get that. Now, like I said, you already got so many free agents that's what you got to deal with. You got to pay Michael Parsons, so you're going to have to develop during the draft. We'll see at the end of the season what their compensatory picks will actually get once the season is fully over, because Dante Fowler, Tyler Biadasz, and you had a lot of, and even I think even with Dan Quinn, I think you're getting some compensatory picks, but those are going to be picks that you got to hope that can hit and develop. Real talk. Because your last 2 first-round picks, you haven't really hit firm. Mozzie has took him forever to come along, and then you bring in Tyler Guyton. He got a long way to come along as well. So you know what? Probably your best chance. A lot of people like Ashton Genty. Look, I'm an undersized guy myself. I'm not big myself at all. But to have a backfield with Deuce Vaughn and Ashton Genty, come on, man. And then you bring in Kevontae Turpin in there. Come on, bro. That you're gonna be back to square one, throwing the football all over the damn place. That's really what you're gonna do. That's been the best thing for the Cowboys all season, has been Brandon Aubrey. He has been, without him, I'm telling you, this team could and should probably be picking top 8. That's how good Brandon Aubrey has been this year. Without his production and his consistency, the Cowboys have a top 8 pick, if not top 7. They've been about a 5, maybe 4 win team this year. So that probably put them in about, that top 7, top 6 range. But Brandon Aubrey has helped them out tremendously. Facts. But what I will say, you saw how Trey Lance played today. Cooper Rush didn't make his money, right? You knew once Dak Prescott was out for the year, this was a chance for Cooper Rush to actually make his bonus or something like that. Jerry came out, said they were playing to win. Once they had nothing to win, once they had nothing to play for, why didn't you play Trey Lance even much more? So you tease Cooper Rush by letting him get close to it, and then you finally bring in Trey Lance. That's management right there. Now, I believe Mike McCarthy is probably saying he can't do nothing with Trey Lance. Not at this moment. He wasn't coming in here being committed to developing Trey Lance. I think that's the case. And when Jerry made that move, now I don't know if what is true, but supposedly Jerry and the organization made that move upon themselves. They didn't consult with nobody about it and just made that move. Now, I don't think Mike McCarthy liked that. And ever since then, they've been shit. They really have. Man. They've been trash. But it's going to be some more things that keep coming out during the pipe. Of course, we on Mike McCarthy watch. For sure. We're going to have to see how this works out. But I'm here to tell y'all Cowboy fans, look, don't burn your shit, man. Don't burn all your stuff. I don't know when days are going to get better, but I'm here to tell y'all right now, I have a strong feel that McCarthy is coming back. I don't agree with it, but if you were to sit there and if I didn't know football, or if I was a person just going off the numbers and everything that looked, like I said, 3 12-win seasons, 2 of your losing seasons out of 5, you didn't have your starting quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I know that's how Jerry gonna look at it. That's how, Jerry looks at things. And like I said, who else he gonna get in here to control this dysfunction? If anybody knows how much dysfunction is going on, it's Mike McCarthy. Because the roster is stacked of how many players are going to end up leaving. He said, if I'm Rush, I'm leaving with the playbook to the command. That's wrong, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you really did that to him. And a lot of us were saying, bro, you should have played Trey Lance way from the jump. But you tease about, we're going to get you your money, and then you come to him the last week of the season. Well, Cooper, we wanted to give you your money, but it sure would be nice for us to play Trey Lance. Motherfucker, we told you that. You spent the 4th round pick on this guy and tried to create leverage in the Dak Prescott situation. Yeah, motherfucker, you had to. Of course. If you saw a season that Trey Lance didn't get up out here and it was a losing season, bro, the walls of Jericho would have came down on that dude, man. Straight up. Now, like I said, bro, I don't see it with Trey Lance. You can say he needs some more time or a new fresh start. I really don't see it, but he wasn't terrible. He wasn't a disaster today. I would take it. He did good enough to win the football game today. He really did. He did good enough to win the football game. It just didn't happen. Too many penalties, too many missed opportunities. You missed your opportunities in the red zone, which has been a current thing. It's just something that continues to that's just something that was a continue of the whole 2024 season of the Dallas Cowboys. But thank God it's finally over for all my dudes out there, man. Y'all got to get out there with y'all lady and do some things now because y'all might watch the playoffs. Y'all might try to get somewhere, take her out where you can at least see the playoffs on the screen. But to sit at home, getting geared up, all that's out the window. All that's out the window. But now for all my DFW people up in there, we're going to still kick it with some sports keeping going forward, which we'll always keep talking about some Dallas Cowboys talk up in here. We'll always keep that coming up in there. There'll be a constant talk all the way through the draft. Then once the draft comes, we'll be then, and then we'll see about the, summer training and all that, because about around that time, hopefully we'll be in another postseason run with the Dallas Stars and the Dallas Mavericks. And then you're bringing in the Texas Rangers to help heal some of these wounds. So right now, all you got in the DFW who is on a hot streak is really just the Dallas Stars and the TCU women's basketball squad. That's really what's holding firm down here in the DFW right now. It really is. It really is, man. But the Cowboys, they get their ass whooped. It was an ass whooping. It was a kick to the gut. It really was. And it's going to be more of a kick to the gut to the Cowboys nation once they figure out Mike McCarthy will be coming back. I don't know for how long, but like I said, it sounded like a guy up there who knew he had a job. And Jerry talked like he knew he had a guy for the job. I ain't breaking nothing. I just listened to the interview. I just listened to the post-game press about it. They sound like they ain't worried about nothing. They really not. They knew this season was a wash because they hedged they bet on, look, it's gonna be thin for us. Hopefully we can get by without any injuries. And I'm pretty sure they jinxed themselves because the worst thing that happened to them was injuries because they had no depth. And I'm pretty sure they said if we could just get by with not too many injuries, they'll be all right. And that is exactly what did not happen for the Dallas Cowboys. But for more than anything, for Mike McCarthy to be still running this offense and everything like that, you still only putting up about 2 offensive touchdowns a game. That's not cutting it for me. The offense in 2024 to me was the Cowboys' downfall this whole season. And Mike McCarthy is the offensive play caller. Before, like I said, the Cowboys defense had way more injuries than the offensive side did. Now, come down the stretch, yes, they had their injuries, but the defense, as bad as they were and has been throughout stretches of this season, they showed that they got better. The offense, to me, did not show me anything to get better except that they knew that they showed that they could run the ball with Rico Dowdle being the featured back, which we were screaming for something for a long time. Rico Dowdle needs to be the feature back. But you brought Zeke ass in here instead of all that type stuff. Now, did Rico Dowdle do enough to command himself some money going forward? There's a lot of negotiation the Cowboys got to work with, man. And I think with all this that they got going on and knowing that they got to hit on the draft, why go out and do a whole coach's search? Why go through that and try to acclimate another coach in basically pulling wool over his eyes and fooling him, thinking what type of situation he walking into, but it's not what you pictured it. And it's Jerry don't want to have to go through that. I don't know if he wants to go through that. He wants to see a Super Bowl, but I think he believes actually in Mike McCarthy. And I just think he's looking at the 5 years he's been here. There's 2 losing. He's going to look at it, the 2 losing seasons he's had. The starting quarterback been hurt. And the word in their agreement basically was so Mike McCarthy, getting the job from Jerry was he felt that he was going to be able to do something with Dak Prescott and turn it going forward. Now it hasn't materialized. That is a reason for you to not have a contract extension. But once you gave Dak his money, I think him and Mike McCarthy are tied hand in hand in this. I really do. That's why you see Dak coming out pleading for him. Even Michael Parsons. I think I don't me. He's not my preference that I would want to have as a head coach. But if the players are acting like they really believe in him, then let it be. Let it be. I'm not the one to fool them. I'm not the one to say anything about it. But uh, Mike McCarthy got up there, and people were questioning him. Well, how do you feel about your coaching staff? How do you feel about you moving forward? And I'm telling you, he said he liked the program. He's a program builder, and he's saying, and he said he likes what they have building here, and he wants to continue to do that here. He wants to, he doesn't mind to come back here and continue this building what he's got. And Jerry is sitting there. The hay is already in the barn. Basically, they got what they got. They got what they got. So how good is it going to be? I don't know. Bringing in a new coach means you're going to have to consult them about the draft. Jerry is always in control. You already have what you got in motion because now you still got to bring Will McClay back. You see what I'm saying? There is so much stuff that they want to do. You might want to keep your head coach because if you mean to tell me they're going to go through a whole new coaching search this year, you might as well throw away a couple years right now. Right now. And to me, if you're going to throw away a couple years, why did you even resign Dak? Why? That made no sense. But re-signing Dak, you felt, okay, he's our quarterback that can get us over the hump. You got a coach that can get him over the hump. Only both of them showed together, even without each other. Well, Mike McCarthy has gotten over the hump, but even with a Super Bowl winning quarterback, why he got released from Green Bay, things happen, and things haven't happened for Dak Prescott. So, I don't know if Jerry and Steven are y'all willing to scrap everything like that with all the free agents you have right now. Are you willing to, on top of that, have to go through a whole new coaching search? I don't believe they are. I don't believe it. I really don't believe it. But that is something that's the question that you ask. Are they willing to go through the whole coaching search? On top of that, get ready for a long draft. On top of that, all the free agents that you got, your own free agents. So y'all know they're not making no moves in free agency, but they have to make their own moves in-house. And if the hay is in the barn, that means they might re-sign their own. Last year, they didn't re-sign their own. This year, let's see if Jerry re-signs his own to actually say he's went all in or did something. What up, big bro? What's good with you, man? This season is finally over, man. It's finally done. It's finally done, data. It's a wrap, man. I'm tired of this shit. Tired of it, man. Appreciate you checking in, man. Like I said, I'm pretty sure you probably listened to it even on the fan, man. Jerry and Mike McCarthy, basically how they felt about all this going forward. And my take that I got from it is, bro, Mike McCarthy is talking like a guy who already has a job, and Jerry Jones is talking like a guy who already has a coach for the job. So don't be surprised. Don't burn your shit. Don't say you're cheering for another team. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's a cop-out. That's a cop-out. Don't be like that, man. Don't be like that. But don't be surprised. The Cowboys, you hear that little news, you get that notification. The Cowboys and Mike McCarthy are close in agreement of a contract extension going forward for the Dallas Cowboys. Don't be surprised. And when it happened, we're going to come right back here. And even if it's wrong, I'm not tripping. We're all going to be glad. You know what I'm saying? But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, y'all. Do not be surprised. What you're going to see is this guy, Mike McCarthy, coming back, and Jerry's going to welcome him with open arms. I just think the struggle that they're going to have right now is Mike McCarthy going to stay the offensive play caller? And if Mike McCarthy stays, does his coaching staff have to change? My big bro say he think Mike McCarthy is going to New Orleans. Like I said, the vibe that I got from Mike McCarthy when he talked at the presser was he has a job. That's what I took from it, that he has a job. It might not be here, it might be, but he talked like a guy that's already got a job. Now, he did say he would like to return here because he likes what he's building here. But New Orleans is something that can be built too. You look at the divisions are both a toss-up. They're really both a toss-up. They're really both not tough divisions. So he could go either way. He could go either way. I just think with the Saints, he's going to have way more pull, way more say. I don't think we know. We know. Anywhere he go, he's probably going to have more pull. A lot of people talk about him with the Bears. You know what I'm saying? Damn, to go back to, that'd be. And if you lose Mike McCarthy, who are you going to replace him with? A lot of people say Mike Zimmer. You bring Mike Zimmer in there. Oh, you talking about who you talking about? Mike McCarthy or Jerry Jones? No, they asked Mike McCarthy, he was hugging his coaches and everything and stuff like that. What does it feel like to go into a situation like this, knowing this could be your last job? He just said, man, he just embraced the moment. He didn't really think about anything of it. He just knew this was the last game and this is the end of the season. But they asked him, would he like to come back? Would he mind coming back? And he's flat out said, man, he's a program builder, and he like as long as everything in the program is structured right, he said, man, I like to continue to build what we're doing here. That's his words. He want to continue building what he has came here to do. So like I said, to me, his tone was a guy who was not worried about not having a job. That was the tone I got from him. Could he be in New Orleans? Could he go to Chicago? It's possible. It's possible. Could he stay with Dallas? I think that is the highly possible thing. And then Jerry talking about hay in the barn, and they're asking him what is his decisions he's going to make about the coaching staff, and he was basically saying, look, he's already got all this in mind. There's already been plenty of discussions. There's already been a lot of conversation. They seem like they already know their move that they're going to make. And I'm telling you, I just believe that they're going to go through their end of the year evaluation and all that stuff. And you're going to hear it come close around the 14th, and then here a week or two, they're going to try to agree. They're close to agreeing on a contract extension. That's how I feel and smell is going to come by. But any news that drop down, we're going to make sure we get it. But Mike McCarthy, when they asked Mike McCarthy, would he like to come back? He said, yes, he would. He would love to come back because he sees what they're building here. Dak Prescott clamoring for Mike McCarthy to come back. You know what I'm saying? I told you them two are going to be hand in hand. So a 3-year extension is probably imminent. If it's 2 years, that means Dak, you got 2 years, and they'll get rid of you. But 3 years just to be safe, just to not eat up so much money. That's just how I feel. That's just what I'm reading and what I heard from the presser, the tone that I got from the presser. And Jerry, like I said, Jerry to me seems like he's not in no type of stress about getting a head coach. To me, it seems like their decision been made. I think when it came down the pike that they started Trey Lance today, I think to me that was a sign to say Mike McCarthy is coming back. That's what I think. And the reason I say that is because you were playing to win to just try to see if you could play to win. That was the case. You showed that you could play to win. Now you don't have nothing to win. Okay, I gave up this 4th round pick. This was my fault, Mike. You didn't have nothing to do with this, but let's go ahead and just see what you can do in a game plan with this guy, coming out for it. And like I said, it wasn't a disaster. And I just think he sees something in Mike McCarthy he don't want to let go of. I think he sees something in Mike McCarthy he don't want to let go of. And it's just because Mike McCarthy will let your ass get around doing what you doing now. Under fucking cutting everything. The whole operation, bro. Damn, Denver beating the brace off of KC. I just now looked up and I'm like, damn, bro, 31-0 was really good. San Fran losing to Arizona. Go ahead. Go ahead, because Arizona will bump up for sure. We'll take that. No diddy. But we're going to have a lot to talk about here, man. We're going to have a lot of y'all know I've been doing a lot more. I wouldn't say live game streaming, and we're just coming down to the end of the games, doing about more of the second halves that come on last period for the Stars, about the second half of the Mavericks and stuff like that. It's going to be a busy Monday, Tuesday coming forward. Mavericks will be on a back-to-back. They play Monday against Memphis, Tuesday against the Lakers. That's going to be a back-to-back. I think the Stars end up playing Tuesday, one of the 2 days. So we'll have some content and keep rerunning it and doing some things up in here. For everybody who's, you know what I'm saying, who's new to the channel that's viewing this, man, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification chime for your boy one time. Follow me on X at Drewski Selfmade. I was going to have this show here on X today, but I just chose not to do it. Just had to get out. You know, this was just getting my opinions out and just my feelings out basically about, you know, the last game of the season more than anything, and just talking about how 2024 been. It's crazy. You went 2 straight years being untouched at AT&T Stadium, and then after Green Bay waxed your ass, bro, you get 1 victory at AT&T Stadium this year. That is a crying shame. Jerry, yo bitch, you better lower them damn prices, bro. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. Real talk. Or you can give some of us the damn money back. Facts. But it's gonna be a lot of things coming up, unfolding. A lot of free agents to look at. I'm telling you, don't burn your stuff and don't change teams. When you get the breaking news that Mike McCarthy will be extended to be the Dallas Cowboys head coach. All right, y'all. All right. Now, when it happened, trust me, we'll go live. This will be your safe space right here to get it all, the unfiltered everything. This will be your place to get it all the way up at you. You know what I'm saying? It really would. It really would. Hey, Pat Mahomes not in the Pro Bowl. They're just having Pat Mahomes fatigue. That's really what that is. Pat Mahomes fatigue. They hating on him. 15-1, but he's not the most valuable player to his team. Sounds like the Jason Garrett story. Talk about it. Talk about it. Same old. You cool with mediocrity. Mediocrity in headlines. And in 1 year that you did lose your starting quarterback, you still played competitive football. Now, the first year it wasn't that competitive because your defense and Mike Nolan was god-awful. I don't want to say god and awful in the same sentence, so let me take that back. But it was terrible. It was terrible. And now in the last year, I mean, you still only put up 2 touchdowns a game. Barely put up 2 touchdowns a game. If you followed me this whole time, you've heard me repeat this. They barely putting up 2 offensive touchdowns a game. And it's something that's just done hurt them. It's time to move forward, have a new voice, but I don't think Jerry is looking at it that way. And I don't want to say I can't blame him, because I do blame him, because he's in this mess anyway. You made these outrageous contract deals, and you kind of still paying for them years after, when the deal is already done. You know what I'm saying? That type stuff. So you just made really bad money moves, and then you're stuck with guys that you want to keep, but you can't afford to keep. You just got a lot of problems right now. I think Jerry don't need to be worried about no coaching. If I'm looking at it, he doesn't want to be worrying about having to hire a new coaching staff. He wants to start getting back to, okay, we're going to have to draft good and figure out what free agents we got to keep. Or otherwise, this thing is going to be terrible. Terrible. Oh, they got 2 wins at home. Who was the second win? I know they beat. Who did they beat down here? I can't remember. They beat the Giants down here. Okay. Thanksgiving. They beat the Giants down here. Who else did they beat down here? Because they didn't beat the Texans. They didn't beat Cincinnati. Oh, they beat Tampa. You're right. 2 wins. I forgot all about Tampa. But yeah, they did win that. So 2 wins at home. And in the last 2 years, you won every game at home. And you go to a year, 2? And they got lucky in both those games. I mean, both your 2 wins at home, you had to scrap, claw, and win to get them bitch. Now you had your chance to come back against Baltimore. Now we all know that Cincinnati game, bro. Don't even. Oh, that Cincinnati game make you mad. I don't know about that. Hey, I wouldn't say that. Jerry still be getting his pimping on. He still be getting his pimping on. But he did let everybody come into AT&T Stadium and have a fucking parade in this thing. Everybody. And it ended the season with all the damn Washington fans having a damn parade up in here. Bro, like I said, I think the last thing he's worried about is trying to get a new coaching staff. He already got a lot of problems. We need to take our ass up to Frisco and see if we can put some pressure. Y'all need to join your boy or gas him up. Not why it's wintertime, because, man, if I'm going outside during the wintertime, I'll try to go to a Stars game. But, man, I told y'all today, for all them Cowboy fans that was out there, that temperature dropped on y'all once y'all left that game, man. And then it's even worse that the Cowboys dropped an L on top of that in the worst fashion. Like I said, I want J. Lou back, no question, but he got torched today. Deron Bland, he battled, but he got torched today, too. He really did. But, hey, it's finally over, bro. It's finally over. We don't have to gear up another weekend of hearing, you know what I'm saying, of just being put through the ringer. It's over. Now we can really focus on 2025 and seeing what's going on. Focus on this draft coming here soon. But I'm telling you, we're still going to look at a lot of these things and just keep highlighting some good things that went on with the Cowboys, and then just, maximizing looking at all the things that went wrong for the Cowboys. It was a lot of things that went wrong. You didn't have too many things. The positives was Brandon Aubrey is the truth. Brandon Aubrey, you get it to the 45, you're good. You know what I'm saying? You got a shot. Kevontae Turpin, with the new rules and everything, special teams, he can make some things happen for you. The defense did get better. A healthy Micah Parsons on this defense, and a lot of people kind of want him traded, see what you can get from him being out there on this defense. And we said this from day one, he makes that defense different. He makes this defense different. You see, you got a great number one with CeeDee Lamb. Now the jury's really out on Dak Prescott, his offensive line, and everything else. He said, I'll be optimistic with a good running back room and get a legit receiver, a number 2 receiver, because Cooks and Turpin ain't it. Turpin to be a number 2 receiver is not going to cut it, but for some third and shorts, them screens out there or some, you can bring some extra looks into it to get creative. Now, big bro, this was talked about yesterday. I believe Danny, Cowboy Nation, Danny said this. He said, now everybody's making a big deal about Jerry talking about, he didn't really even have that much of a comment on John Gruden, but he basically, he say that they cool, they talk, that's it. But to bring John Gruden here is not the answer. To me personally, you're doing the same. If you're bringing in John Gruden, why don't you keep Mike McCarthy? Because it's going to be the exact same how you hired Mike McCarthy. Because you're going to basically be hiring a guy that's not in the NFL, that hasn't been hired in the NFL. Yeah, he has a Super Bowl win, but you're hiring another guy who supposedly, just because he got a Super Bowl ring, but hasn't been employed in the NFL in a year or two. Now you're going to bring him into this fold, into this mess. You might as well keep Mike McCarthy, because that's exactly how you hired Mike McCarthy. That's my problem with John Gruden coming in, and I don't see that being the case. I really don't. John Gruden, to me, doesn't move the needle, because to me, you bring him in, what difference is he going to do from Mike McCarthy? Like I said, he ain't been in the game here in a minute, and ain't nobody really knocking down their doors to hire John Gruden. To me, that's just, regardless the way Jerry looks at it, if you do that or keep Mike McCarthy, you're not trying to move anything forward. And that's what they talked about, Jerry and Mike McCarthy. Both had that stuff. That was the trigger words that I took when they both talked. They both mentioned the phrase moving forward. So, like I said, don't be surprised. Don't burn your gear. Don't jump ship. But you're gonna get that breaking news that Mike McCarthy about to be extended. Oh man, but the season is finally over, man. Like I said, it's finally over. It's finally a wrap, man. You get your final, you get your final things going up in there. Cowboys had their opportunity to win. They lose it at the heartbreaker at the end, which has been a few times this year that has happened to them. They just couldn't get right, boss. And all 2024, it was doomed from the jump. Once we were late with once we didn't keep free agents, once we didn't bring in free agents, once we made money deals at the last hour, and then the injuries hit. I mean, this shit was doomed from the jump, and that's exactly what happened. But for all my real Cowboy fans, hopefully sooner or later we'll see better days, man. Hopefully we will. And this is the safe space for it, man. Say what you need to be unfiltered, man. How you feel about this organization and about the Cowboys in general, because this is not, to me, just a Jerry problem. It ain't just the Mike McCarthy problem. It ain't just the Dak problem. It ain't just the Mike Zimmer, or it ain't just the offensive line. It ain't just the receiver. It ain't just all that shit I'm listening. It's all of them. It's all of them. It is all of them. Talk about it, man. Big bro, you're right, man. The discipline, they've been penalized way too much. Way too much. And like I said, for Jake Ferguson, I don't know what's his deal. I don't know what's his deal. Oh, you talking about discipline and defensive penalties? John Gruden is going, man, I don't care nothing about the defense. This offense averaged barely 2 offensive touchdowns a game. A game. I think the roster is, as much as I want a new voice, I think the roster is more of a problem than the head coach and all what you got right now. And it sucks because I'm a Dak Prescott guy, but for him to be paid $40 million, nah, bro, you not fucking getting it done. You're not. But to say he'll bring discipline in there, that's fine. But how you know he gonna win? He ain't coached in a minute. Same way you didn't know about Mike McCarthy. And people probably felt the same way about Mike McCarthy. He won a Super Bowl. He had Aaron Rodgers. He gonna know what to do. Now everybody can't wait to get the fuck on from him. You're gonna be the same exact way with John Gruden. That's just me saying. I think you're gonna put John Gruden in the same situation. You're gonna be ready to run his ass off too. Because to me, this is a buddy hire. You know what I'm saying? You're really hiring a guy that, of course he's going to come in and he's going to conform to what you say because he don't have a job. He don't have a head coaching job. So it's easier to get, what you want out of him, just like you did Mike McCarthy. That's how I see it. That's why I wouldn't be comfortable with John Gruden. But somebody offensively, you're going to have to bring somebody in here offensively to get this to go. John Gruden, like I said, I wouldn't be mad, but I don't think that gets you over the needle. I don't think it gets you over the needle. I think you're really basically, you're cutting your nose to spite your face because you're basically getting rid of one situation and basically hiring the same situation that's just fresh. Me personally. And for all that discipline, what was he doing over there at not even at Oakland, but when he went and got his chance back, talking all that shit. I think I don't want to say the time has passed him by, but I don't think he's that type of guy. It's already a funny NFL right now. And then you got to deal with Jerry shit on top of that. Man, please. I don't think John Gruden is fucking with it. I wouldn't be surprised if he wants the job, yeah, but people ain't fucking with Jerry like that. And they shouldn't. They shouldn't. But it just sounds like Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones, they're comfortable with what they're in right now. And they're actually seeing, look, we tried to be cheap. We tried this route. It didn't work out for us. But they might try it again just for the simple fact they're like, had we stayed healthy, we could have did some things. I don't know about that, buddy. I don't know about that. We'll see. I don't think so. I don't think so, but I'm glad this shit is over with. I'm glad this season is done. We can review everything going, you know what I'm saying, when the off season, when you're itching for some football and it ain't around. We'll break down some things. I'm gonna try to see if I can get my NFL Plus credentials and app up on here so we could try to share some things of what we feel that, you know, went down in the season. So y'all already know, man. Tomorrow I will be let's see. Like I said, I think I had came out with the schedule myself yesterday. SMU and Cal is in ACC play the women's basketball, and SMU women's is getting handled right now. So tomorrow we'll be covering the second half of the Mavs and Grizzlies game, and then you got TCU men's basketball playing against Houston, who is number 14 as well. So we'll have us a hoops night tomorrow night, but at the same time, we'll have the aftermath coming about the Cowboys finale against Washington and basically where they're going forward and what we're hearing and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, man, it's going to still be a full. And then we look the back door Tuesday because the Stars and Mavericks play double headers right there. But probably by the time I end up doing a live or something like that, it'll probably be after the game. So we're just going to continue to follow this story, what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys, but we're also bringing in, hopefully we're bringing in some more DFW relief with these other, our other franchises trying to compete and do some things. So, yeah, man, that's how we going that way. Catch me tomorrow. Tomorrow, you know, my favorite time around the weekdays is really 9 o'clock. So catch me around 9 o'clock tomorrow. We'll talk more aftermath about the Cowboys in their season. We'll be live streaming the second half of the Mavericks and the Grizzlies. So catch up with y'all right there, man. Appreciate everybody for joining in the chat room for your boy one time. If you haven't already, DFW Sports Raps, this is your safe haven. This is where you can get all this shit up off your motherfucking chest and feel how you feel about the teams in the DFW. So y'all already know, like, subscribe, hit that notification time for your boy a couple of times. Hit your boy on X at Drewski Selfmade. We do a lot of things going up in there. I will catch y'all on the rebound. Make sure you're here tomorrow at 9 o'clock. We keep some DFW going around the clock around here nonstop. So y'all already know it's the one man, four styles and flavor of DFW sports, man. I will catch y'all on the rebound. Y'all know the slogan, do everything with love because love always wins. And that's the law. Till then, I'm out.